For Poland Daily News, I'm Phil Goss. Rumors about a third coronavirus wave in Poland have been confirmed. The Polish Health Ministry recorded over 15,000 new infections on Tuesday, up 3,000 from the previous week. But there's also good news. Polish pharmaceutical company Mabion is about to launch production of the COVID-19 vaccine under license from American company Novavax. Officials consider the range of 15,000 new infections to be a clear indication of a new wave of the pandemic. Deputy Minister of Health WALDEMAR KRASKA warned that we should not ignore the restrictions. We want hospitals to accept patients for general treatments again, but we know that the number of COVID-19 patients is increasing, so we've launched temporary hospitals. The idea is to treat coronavirus patients as well as those with other conditions. Experts urge Poles to maintain social distance, wear masks, and wash hands on a regular basis as protective measures against infection. For some people, maintaining these simple restrictions for over a year in a row has proved to be difficult both physically and mentally. We expect that, unfortunately, the end of March or the period after Easter may be difficult due to the fact that many people will travel and meet with their families. Therefore, the virus will be transmitted.
Osób z dalekich zakątków kraju, więc to przenoszenie wirusa nastąpi.
Przebywamy zbyt często, zbyt blisko.
Too often, we are too close together, and this is the primary and easiest way to transmit this virus. The second thing is hand hygiene. Some optimism came from the vaccination program. While over 2 million Poles already got their vaccine, many more are still waiting their turn. The Polish company Mabion will launch production of a COVID-19 vaccine in cooperation with American company Novavax Technology, with 40 million Polish Zlotys in funding from the Polish Development Fund. We want to support this industry, and we hope that Mabion will successfully transfer technology from Novavax and that production in Poland will start. We consider this project, the vaccine, as our business task and our social responsibility. We hope that this is the first step towards building significant production capacities for the development of modern vaccines in Poland.
Znaczących mocy wytwórczych nowoczesnych szczepionek w Polsce.
The Ministry of Health released information on Tuesday's new coronavirus infections, vaccinations, and the epidemiological situation in Poland. According to Deputy Minister of Health Waldemar Kraska, Poland noted a significant increase in coronavirus infections, up to 15,698 new cases on Tuesday, while 309 people have died. Since the outset, the totals include over 1,735,000 infections and 44,000 fatalities. Almost 3.5 million doses of the coronavirus vaccine have been distributed in Poland. Over 2,250,000 people have received their first dose, and over 1,214,000 have received their second. Northeastern Poland is sparsely populated, yet the Warmińsko-Mazurskie province experienced a hike in coronavirus infections. On Wednesday, the region of 1.4 million inhabitants saw 1,132 new daily coronavirus cases. That is more than double the national average in terms of infection rates per 100,000 people. Epidemiologists suspect that Poles who returned from the UK brought back the new, more virulent strain of the virus. The sparsely populated region had low infection rates until recently. Authorities are surprised with the sharp spike of infections, especially of the so-called British strain. Last week, Poland's government increased restrictions on the region by closing shopping centers, hotels, cinemas, and museums, and sending children in the first 3 grades of primary school back to remote learning after having lifted restrictions on them only 2 weeks earlier. The Lake District is one of the poorest parts of Poland. Many locals have left to seek work abroad. Poland's government faced domestic criticism for allowing incoming flights from Britain on December 21st, just as infection rates were soaring in the UK and as other countries were halting all such flights. Józef Pinor, a high-profile politician and former senator from the Civic Platform Party, will serve a 1.5-year prison term. After a prolonged trial, the district court in Wrocław delivered the verdict. Józef Pinor and his assistant Jarosław Wardenga were convicted in February 2020 by the Wrocław Śródmieście District Court for accepting a bribe of at least 40,000 zlotys in exchange for promoting the interests of a businessman, Thomas G., in various state institutions. Investigators got the payment confirmations as well as the eavesdrop recordings in which both men demand payments and transfers. The defendants claimed that these were loans, not bribes. In the appellate trial, the court upheld the sentence of the lower court, 1.5 years, in a high-security prison for each of the defendants. The verdict is not subject to further appeal. For Poland Daily News, I'm Phil Goss. Good night.